My hand was forced. It wasn't something I wanted to happen. It wasn't worth it. It just wasn't worth it. So I decided, no, I didn't want to do that. I just started listening to the signals from the universe, actually saying that maybe this is a sign. I'd love to be creating content for other health professionals. This new venture wasn't working out in the way that I wanted to, and that our mortgage is going up, our bills have gone up, but we can see the long-term thing here. I feel really bad because I feel like I've just walked away. How do I go on there and be genuine? And there's so many questions. I just don't know how right now it fits into everything else that I'm doing. Thank you for people that have followed me and listened to the journey. It's been a major change for me in my job. So I'm no longer health coaching, which is a huge change. Of course, that was what my bread and butter was. So this is all kind of end of last year. So we haven't, so after Kai was born, we dealt with Kai. And then towards the end of last year, it was almost, my hand was forced. It wasn't something I wanted to happen. Yeah, December was when I actually quit the job. But towards the end of last year, I don't want to, I guess I could go into it. It's probably boring, to be fair, more than anything else. So people can skip past this bit if they really want to. But yeah, so what I was doing before, diabetes prevention program as a health coach, delivering one-to-one and group coaching, wasn't it? It wasn't one-to-one. The contract provider changed for the area that I was contracted to. And again, for the benefit of our quality of life, the option for me was to move back to the London contract and start commuting to northwest London, which would have included Brent, Harrow and Hillingdon on a daily basis. And I did that prior to COVID, actually, when we lived in Kings Langley. So I was doing the Hertfordshire to London commute, and that was closer. When that Kings Langley's like a good 20 minutes down the road, right? Yeah. So that was from there, closer to London, and I did it. Used to do the nursery drop-off, remember, to Lily and Bushy on the way. So I'd lived that lifestyle, and I realised that with 2 kids, that's not a lifestyle I wanted to live, which was being in the car on the road for several hours of the day. Even though you got paid for it, all of that stuff, it wasn't worth it. It just wasn't worth it. So I decided, no, I didn't want to do that. So that left me in a position where I either quit then. So this, we're talking about sort of August, summertime, isn't it? This was happening. So just after Kai was born. So the option was then to go over to the new provider who had taken over the area that I was assigned to and go and work with them. Now, they worked very differently. Their model was completely different. It was more of a self-employed type model. So again, there was a huge shift in the way that I worked. Long and short of it was it just didn't align with me and my values and my way of wanting to. I wasn't able to deliver the coaching in a way that I was happy with, is probably the best way to say it. And also, again, I just started listening to the signals from the universe, actually saying that maybe this is a sign that, and you've been asking me for ages, that you just need me to help you more on the podcast and do the video side of it, which again, you have not hardly touched it since you started recording the video. And I've been like, yeah, but I've got work. And then I don't know, something just inside of me was just like, do you know what? I think this is a sign that I should do what it is I was already doing. So that I was already creating videos, not just for us, but for other people. I've got paying clients who I create video content for, videography, editing. I've been doing that for a while now, for a few years. And that's just been in the background, again, ticking away. And of course, yeah, at some stage during that process, I have thought, I would love to do this full time. This would be the dream for me, is to work as a videographer full time, have people paying you. And more specific than that, I remember thinking that I'd love to be creating content for other health professionals, right? Other people that are out there putting out health and wellbeing content. I'd love to be the person that does the videography and the creation of their projects for them. And that's what I'm doing now. Just to cut a long story short, that's exactly what I'm doing. So December came, this new venture wasn't working out in the way that I wanted to. I thought that this is the perfect time. You're about to go back to work. We're going to be in a childcare situation where we're going to desperately either have to spend loads of money to have him in nursery for us a few days or get parents involved, which we have done as well. But it was going to be difficult. If I just quit my job, then and focus on the videography and put that extra time that I then get around childcare into Pharmacist Diaries and actually up the production value of that's going to benefit us way more in the long term than me working and slogging away trying to get income through this source. We can actually, it'll be hard, but the initial period will be hard where I stop, when we're in that now, right, where I don't have that income. So it is difficult. We're undergoing that. Our mortgage is going up, our bills have gone up, but we can see the long-term thing here. We can see that actually there'll be a little bit of struggle. We'll make it work, but it's going to be worth it. And that's where I've been. So I guess this is a little update for my Stay Whole community, because I've literally I feel really bad because I feel like I've just walked away and I haven't posted on Stay Whole. I think I did an episode in December. I'm pretty sure I did an episode. I know end of November I did the International Men's Day movie, and then I had the episode with Nick. But I haven't posted on there, and I decided to take a break over Christmas from social media. So there was a little bit of intention, but obviously during that time, December was when I decided to quit my job, and then I came back in December. So January, February, March, I worked my notice period. So all through that time, I was sitting here thinking, I'm not a health coach anymore. What do I do with Stay Whole? How do I go on there and be genuine? And there's so many questions. There's still loads of questions going on in my head about that. I guess, to the Stay Whole community, I'm still here. I'm okay. Things are great. I'm just not working in health coaching, but I still love health and well-being. It's a big part of my life. I'm still involved in health and well-being. I'm still involved from a content creation perspective. I still want to do my podcast. I still want to speak to people. I still want to connect and network. It's been a great way for me to meet people, and I've loved that. I just don't know how right now it fits into everything else that I'm doing. And it comes back to that time thing, right? Yes, I could easily continue to interview people on Stay Whole and put the podcast out there because I love creating that content. But the way that I'm creating that content now is at such a level where there's a lot of time involvement. And I've now got paying clients who are paying me for projects that I'm doing, which is taking up that time that I had for Stay Whole before. And of course, I've got Pharmacist Diaries, which, is an important part of our life jigsaw as well. So I'm having to put a lot of time into that, which I want to do as well. So it's like, where does that leave that? And we've had the discussion of, we are going to, and again, we'll come to talk about that, maybe merging some of the content and health and wellbeing content that we do together, but we'll come to that, I guess, when we talk about your podcast. Yeah. So what's happening with Stay Whole? Watch the space. I don't know is the honest answer right now. Thank you for people that have followed me and listened to the journey. It's not over. Maybe I'm just going to launch a season 2, and just the ideal for me would be just to start a new season, just close this season off. And from season 2, it's literally only going to be in-person podcasts. So it's only going to be where people we're sitting just like you and I are now, whether I go to someone's house and we set it up there and do it, or whether people come to me. That way I'm interviewing people that I genuinely want to speak to and spend time with in a room face to face. So it's a bit more intentional, which means there are going to be fewer episodes. So maybe I do that. But again, it's just how do I fit that into everything else we're doing? So I guess it's just a pause for now, and we'll see where it's at.
Watch this space.
Yeah, watch this space. I'm not going anywhere. Still around. Still got Sunge.av is basically, which is with Sunge.av on Instagram, but Sunge.av, and I've got the website, which I've, again, just at a very basic level, just put something out there. So I'm still creating content. It's just not as Stay Whole. It's just going to be under Pharmacist Diaries. It's going to be under other clients, and it's going to be under Sunge.av as well from a videography perspective. But I'm just enjoying that right now, and I still get to flex. Again, I feel like the podcast thing for me as well, maybe that was a stepping stone. Maybe Stay Whole was the stepping stone to Pharmacist Diaries, for us to launch this and make it the thing that we want to make it, which I keep saying we're going to talk about it. We are going to talk about it. So maybe that was another something that Stephen talks about this a lot, doesn't he? About quitting, about the power of quitting, and saying actually that served its purpose. It no longer, thinking about it now, it no longer serves any purpose in my life. A, because I'm not a health coach, I'm not working in that industry anymore. B, because the time that it would take to continue to create the content can be put to better use on client projects and on this project that we're doing together now with Pharmacist Diaries. So maybe I do need to walk away from it. Again, that's the power of quitting. I don't know. I'm not saying that's what I want to do, but I am looking at things that way now, and I'm not feeling so bad if I do have to walk away, because again, life and society can make you feel like you shouldn't quit things and quitting's wrong. And actually quitting is a superpower, I believe. I think it's something that a lot of people struggle with, and that's why they end up burnt out and depressed and struggling in careers and all of these things that, again, I've experienced. Yeah, who knows what we do with it. But yeah, watch this space and join me on Pharmacist Diaries and what's going on over there, because I'm part of the family now, part of the pharmacy community. Yeah, that's a bit about what I've been up to.